Hi, everyone, and welcome to Canadian Matters. This is what Trump has said. The United States is subsidizing other countries, and it's totally unfair. We're paying billions every year to support nations that don't give us anything in return. Look at NATO, look at trade, look at Canada, Europe, China. We're the ones footing the bill while they take advantage of us. For decades, past leaders let this happen, but not anymore. We're done being the world's piggy bank. Other countries have to start paying their fair share, or we're not going to do business with them. It's simple. America first. We take care of our own before we give handouts to everyone else. Let's watch what Trump has said about Canada.
In the case of Canada, we're spending $200 billion a year to subsidize Canada. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. I have many friends in Canada. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, the great. Hey, how good is Wayne Gretzky? He's the great one. But we have, I know many people from Canada that are good friends of mine. But, you know, the United States can't subsidize a country for $200 billion a year. We don't need their cars. We don't need their energy. We don't need their lumber. We don't need anything that they give. We do it because we want to be helpful, but it comes a point when you just can't do that. You have to run your own country.
Trump claims the U.S. is subsidizing Canada to the tune of $200 billion a year. Let's break down what he actually means. Is this money flowing directly from American taxpayers to Canada? Or is it just another one of his exaggerated claims about trade imbalances and tariffs? And then we'll flip the script and show you how the world is actually subsidizing the U.S. bigly. This chart shows how much Canada exports to the U.S. in billions of dollars. Historically, Canada has exported around $300 billion to the U.S. But in recent years, that number has exceeded $400 billion. This chart shows how much Canada imports from U.S. in billions of dollars. Historically, Canada has imported around $250 billion from U.S., but in recent years, that number has exceeded $300 billion. Now let's look at the trade balance between the U.S. and Canada. This trade relationship is crucial for both economies, and understanding the numbers helps put Trump's subsidy claims into perspective. Focusing on 2024, Canada exported about $60 billion more to the U.S. than it imported. And this, according to Trump, is what he calls subsidizing Canada by $200 billion. Typical Trump. We saw a $60 billion trade deficit between the U.S. and Canada, but the U.S. runs trade deficits with most countries, around $300 billion with China, $170 billion with Mexico, $85 billion with Germany, $68 billion with Japan, and $46 billion with India. At this point, you might think, okay, Trump is exaggerating the numbers, but doesn't exporting more to the U.S. mean more jobs for other countries at the expense of American workers? The U.S. trade deficit isn't just about numbers. It's about how the global economy runs on the U.S. dollar. When the U.S. imports more than it exports, it isn't actually losing money. It's printing dollars out of thin air and sending them to other countries in exchange for goods. Those dollars don't necessarily come back to the U.S. Instead, they circulate globally, as other countries use them for trade among themselves. This means the U.S. effectively gets real products, cars, electronics, raw materials, while the rest of the world holds on to the printed money. In a way, the U.S. gets free stuff, while other countries do the hard work of producing actual goods. Dollar hegemony and tariff rhetoric don't mix. It's one or the other. Either the U.S. keeps getting free stuff by maintaining the dollar's dominance in global trade, or it prioritizes protectionism and risks losing the dollar's special status. If countries no longer need dollars for trade, they'll stop holding them, and the U.S. will actually have to produce more to sustain itself instead of just printing money. Thanks for watching Canadian Matters. Hope to see you next time.